1984 is here.
Telegram is reportedly behind bars in a case in France igniting debate over free speech. The billionaire is accused of failing to adequately moderate criminal activity on the popular messaging app. It's one of the most severe actions ever taken against the social media chief. Now Russian officials say the West has a double standard. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
1984 is here. The creator of Telegram has been arrested on grounds that he has not done enough to monitor the application for bad actors. Watch the end of the video to fully understand the implications this is going to have on society and the reasons why 1984 is absolutely here. Now let's just go ahead and jump right back into the video.
He's known as the Mark Zuckerberg of Russia. Billionaire Pavel Durov, founder and CEO of the popular messaging app Telegram, has been arrested in France. The app, which boasts nearly 1 billion users, has long maintained a commitment to free speech and does little to moderate content shared on the platform.
My mission in life was to allow other people to also become free. Using the platforms that we create, or I created, my hope was that they could express their freedoms.
French media reports Durov's arrest was the result of an investigation into whether he had failed to crack down on illegal activity on Telegram, including drug trafficking, child porn, and the promotion of terrorism.
We want to be a neutral platform that is impartial and doesn't take any side.
Telegram has said it actively combats misuse of its platform, saying each day millions of pieces of harmful content are removed, and saying it is absurd to claim that a platform or its owner are responsible for abuse of that platform. Many prominent figures are rushing to Durov's defense. RFK Jr. saying the need to protect free speech has never been more urgent, and whistleblower Edward Snowden saying Durov's arrest is an assault on the basic human rights of speech.
While Telegram says it complies with European laws, it was recently slapped with a $5 million fine in Germany for failing to comply with laws on reporting illegal content.
So, guys, this is a massive, massive problem. They've put him in prison now, and he may be facing trial because he has not done enough to censor the platform. This has never happened before. Never happened before. And what this is it's basically trying to send a message to people who've created platforms, to companies that own these platforms, that they need to actively monitor every message that is being sent from people on their platform. This is crazy. This is completely crazy, y'all. All right? They need to monitor and censor messages on their platform, messaging platforms. So this is not like you have a social network. Telegram is literally a messenger application, like how we had AOL Instant Messenger. Okay? This is, or even in some ways like Skype. And they're saying that that they're not doing enough to monitor the platform. Guys, notice you have platforms like OnlyFools, where they have legitimate amounts of, CP on there. And they're still operating. Granted, they're being investigated and being shut down. But you have the CEOs of this platform. You have the people who work on this platform, like freely sailing around the world. And then you have this guy who just created the platform, and they do actively monitor the platform, but they're not doing enough. And they've put him in prison. Look at what's happening to Andrew and Tristan right now over in Romania. They just seized their cars again. They're, I think Andrew's back on house arrest. Tristan's on some other restrictions. And they basically said that, every woman that they've ever spoken to is now a potential victim, including the children, including the mothers of their children, or any woman that they've ever met and shook hands with. So we're talking about women who they've not been physically intimate with, women who've simply met them. These women are now victims. It's a load of insanity, guys. But I've told you about this before, that what occurred with women is that they traded in men for the state, so now they are under the authority of the state. And as a result of this, the state can now run wild and do whatever the hell it wants to. The reason why they want to keep men divided, the reason why they want to shut down the manosphere, The reason why they don't want male-dominated spaces and they use protection of women and children as a means of that is because they don't want men communicating with one another. They don't want men formulating ideas among one another. They don't want men talking about the state and what the state's doing, how money is being created out of thin air, and how and exactly what is it giving it value right now. The fact that we're using IOUs versus things that actually have any intrinsic value. They don't want us discussing this. All of this has nothing to do with misogyny and everything to do with control and silencing freedom of speech. So this is just another big part of, a major push to basically say you will own nothing and be happy. If we actually go over to the page where this video was posted on YouTube, Telegram CEO reportedly arrested in France. This is on the ABC News YouTube homepage. We can look at comments that people are posting on here, and the comments are pretty interesting. So, for example, we have someone 9457 says, "Bruh, if they take it seriously, we wouldn't have Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, Insta, all that other crap, because a lot of sus stuff happens on all, right?" So this is absolutely very serious what they're doing here. Matthew says, so now we can arrest the CEOs of automakers when their cars are used in crimes. Got it. Guys, that's actually where it's going. Because you have to remember that every vehicle going forward into the future, many of these vehicles will be constantly monitored by AI and have self-driving features. So, if these vehicles can be used for criminal activity or suspected criminal activity, the governments could turn around and say that, hey, you knew what these cars were being used for. You should have been monitoring them properly to ensure that they comply with federal regulations. And, you should stop the car immediately, contact law enforcement, etc. This is the future we're heading for, an Orwellian future where you are constantly being monitored, and we trade freedom and autonomy for luxury and ease of use. So basically, convenience. We trade our freedoms for convenience. All right, and eventually, it's not even all that convenient. Johnny says Zuckerberg should be right with this guy. Are they serious? That guy says, if you build a road and people speed on it, do you arrest the person that built the road? So the reason why Zuckerberg isn't in prison is because he's one of these people. Okay? He's specifically he's done a lot of bad in this world. And they don't care because, again, he's one of these people. He'll play ball. He'll spread he'll silence freedom of speech. He'll basically ensure that certain views and ideas are promoted versus others. So left views from people on the left, those are completely all over Facebook. But views from people on the right, and basically anyone who isn't far left is now on the right today. They will silence those. They will silence these things, and they basically and then turn around and say, "Yeah, this it's okay to do it." All right, it's crazy stuff. Cactus says they still arrest people for illegal behavior on Telegram in America. All right. Water says, why not arrest the cellular phone providers? Oh, and the electrical company. What did they do to prevent illegal activity on their networks? Kevin says, you will own nothing, you will eat bugs, and you will be happy. Daniel writes, yes, friend. Yes, France, the land of freedom. Stacer says, welcome to an intellectual laziness and dishonesty. Damon says, this does not mean Americans have to do this. Keep free speech. We're already screwed. The left says, I'm increasingly thinking Europe is no more free than Russia. Antoine says, what about all the illegal stuff happening on iMessage? Tariff says, absolutely disgusting. So this is the reality that we're now living in. This is what's happening. This is 1984 BS, and we were warned about this. The only thing that this is going to lead to is more people basically having a very, very fearful stance against the state and how the state is monitoring us and controlling every aspect of our lives. Like, we're living, guys, like, after the events of 2020, it did a lot of harm to the mental state of, people in general, as well, and especially members of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who they're not going to recover from this. So This is just another nail in the coffin. They're doing it right out in the open, right now. You know, George Orwell, he saw this decades in advance. He saw this back early into the 19th century that we were heading down this direction, back 20th century, and he said, "Hey guys, listen, this is where we're headed. You need to be aware of this." And now we're seeing the things that we saw in 1984, the Ministry of Truth, and do not believe your eyes, your ears, only believe what we tell you. It illustrates the fact that we are now heading into this truly horrific reality. We already live in a terrible dystopia. The information and media is already controlled around us. It's been like that for decades. We didn't even realize it. And it's horrible right now, but it's only going to get worse. Like I said, we're heading towards a reality where car manufacturers will be required to monitor and control wherever you go. Because, you might be going to commit a crime. You might be going to do something illegal. You know, don't forget that all new cars manufactured after evidently 2025 will have to come with features that can monitor whether or not the driver is impaired. And if the driver is impaired in any way, then the car won't start. This is, and not only that, there will be a feature embedded in there that will allow police officers and members of law enforcement to stop your vehicle so they can press a button and it will pull your vehicle over at the side of the road. Like, I mean, talk about frightening. Talk about an absolutely frightening reality that we all now live in, guys. All right, where where the state will now have complete control over your life. They can basically just take you whenever they want to and make it up, turn off those body cams, and that's it. That's why I said one of the reasons why I said that everyone's going to be walking around wearing body cams soon. All right, you're going to have these pin-ons. You're going to pin onto your clothes, and everyone is going to be walking around wearing these things. And, you know, they may provide things like AI assistance, but one of the big things is that everywhere you go, you're going to have a lot of people are going to have their body cams on. They're going to use them to do 24-hour live streams. But it's going to be more than that, where, for example, you have people in the subway. They'll always have a body cam on. Men going on their daily business, they have a body cam on. A guy working out at the gym, he'll have a body cam on. He goes to get a cup of coffee. He's going to have a body cam on. Everywhere men go, they're going to have their body cams on. That's what it really was going to be. All right, they're going to be small little pins, that you attach to your clothes, and that's it. And men are going to walk around, men and even women. And everyone's going to be under 24-hour surveillance. 24-hour surveillance, y'all. And they already have secret social ranking systems in the US that rank you just like in China, you know, but they already have secret ones in the US. We're living in an increasingly horrible and horrific reality. And it's only going to push more people away from society and more people into a place where they not only do not trust the state, but they do not trust people around them. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, you know, consider subscribing to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my new guide, The Digital Nomad Blueprint. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. Also, subscribe to the Angry Guy Clips channel, where we post shorter videos and video responses, and also the Angry Guy live channel, where we live stream. Both channels are linked in the description. I mean, guys, what do you think regarding this? 1984 is here. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.